Listen, I'm not in the business of bragging, but I get a lot of comments about my luscious, glowing, supple, beautiful skin. But what if I told you that I literally put maybe the tiniest modicum of effort into my skincare routine? And I feel like it's so simple that some of y'all might be upset. Only because I feel like, of course, there are so many different skin types and so many different allergies and so many different reasons that your skin can react the way it does. I'm just lucky enough to have never really had any adverse reactions to almost anything that I've tried. And then on top of that, the one thing that I mainly am concerned about is really dryness. Yeah, this routine, literally no thoughts, just moisturizing vibes, okay? Because this beautiful mug needs moisture. And I'm going to tell you everything in my very short, very second nature skincare routine so that hopefully your skin can feel a little bit more supple. I hate that word so much, and I have already used it twice more in this video than I ever have all year. All right, let's get into it. Welcome to the place where it all starts, my bathroom. I am somebody that doesn't really like to wash my face over the sink because water gets everywhere. So I usually start my skincare routine in the shower. I usually wash my face once a day unless I am wearing a ton of makeup. Not a ton, but maybe more of a full beat kind of day. Maybe I went on a date, maybe I went to an event, a day where I have a lot more makeup on than my everyday. I will also wash my face at night in the sink. And so while I'm in the shower, I am using the CeraVe face wash. Like I mentioned before, I keep it really simple. The most that, I'm really concerned about is the dryness, so I always go for the formulas that say that they're for more, normal to dry skin. Another honorable mention that I want to give is the La Roche-Posay. I do not know the technical full name of it, but usually I also buy this one also because that's also great for dry skin. I think they have stuff for all skin types, so don't quote me on that, but that is also another option that I reach for specifically when I'm going to Walgreens or CVS or what have you. And then I do not have many holy grail products. I really love the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. My skin drinks this up like it's nobody's business. This is the only moisturizer where I have repeated buying this, and I just buy the refill pods because it's really easy. You can just pull it out, so you can keep the base in a spoop. Just buy the refill. I mean, it's $10 cheaper, but then also you're not wasting this nice little container. And it also comes with a little scoop. I love this scoop. So it helps me, for lack of better words, portion out how much I'm using, because I really genuinely think a little bit of this goes a long way. I actually bought the refill pod of this when I did my test runs for the Living Archive, which was the fashion show that I was in. There was a Sephora near the hotel where that was at, and I think that was almost I was a month and a half ago, and I still at least have half of this. A little goes a long way. So even as we were talking here, as you can see, I'm a little glossy because I put it on right before I started recording. And usually what I'll do before I go into my next step, I'll do this as soon as I like get out the shower, dab off, the excess, and then I'll brush my teeth while this is soaking into my skin, so it's not like, bleh, like freshly smeared on, because we're gonna need this soaked in a little bit for our next step. Okay, so now we are here at my vanity, and this is parts of, honestly, the final steps. Look at that. Took a shower, we washed our face, we put on moisturizer. Now here is the one part that when I tell friends, they're kind of stumped and they're like, on your face? And I'm like, yeah, I've been doing this. And if you're black or if you're a person of color, please let me know in the comments below. Black moms rubbing the Vaseline or the moisturizer all over the face, right? But for me, I've been really fond of Aquaphor lately. I think it just does a lot more for my skin than Vaseline does, even though it's a little more expensive. And so what I usually do is I'll do my whole body in Aquaphor first, and then after I've like rubbed it into my skin, you know, rubbing it into my hands, there's like a little film left. You can barely see it, but you see my hands have a little bit of sheen to them, right? I'm going to just take this and just finish off and finish off my face. To me, I think it locks in the extra moisture and it gives it a little extra. And my skin always feels great when I do that. Honestly, I'm even contemplating implementing that into my full body routine. Like, I have a shea butter that I've been really liking, that by a local black woman owned business. Shout out to Brash, based here in the Bay Area. Absolutely love these. Rubbing this on, I've done it before, and then putting on a little bit of Aquaphor to just like be that last chef's kiss. Absolutely love it. Honestly, I think that is probably part of the reason why my skin doesn't really get affected by a lot of things much. I have no clinical medical expertise on that. That is just my lived experience. So I'm not telling you this from a lens of like, oh, this will totally work for everybody, because it works for me. It works for me. So if you want to try it and see if it works for you, Godspeed. Fully support that. And then last but not least in my skincare routine, and I am about to go outside, I'm getting ready to do a full day of filming, so I have just introduced this into my skincare routine. I do not know how to pronounce this name. I think it's Saie. I need to look it up. This is a little bit goopier than I would like, but honestly, it leaves my skin feeling so moisturized and also protected because it has SPF 35 in it. And I'm like, sick, okay, great. So what I usually do is I'm going to do like 2 pumps on my beauty blender. You see how like chunky that is? Hold on, let's see. Gotta do the influencer thing. Gotta get the focus right. You see how chunky that is? It's, you know, but my technique for really getting this to go on smoothly is I'll dot it, smear it, and then kind of like buff it in. I don't know how to explain that, so let's see if I can at least. So, boop, boop. Just get it a little even on all parts of my skin. Yep, just like that. And then just kind of wipe and tap until it feels seamless. Nice, smooth, easy, feeling nice and even, feeling nice and moisturized. I feel good, I look good, and now it's just time to do my makeup and we're done. All right, cuties, here is the final look. Moisturized, glistening, feeling good. Let me know if you use any of the products that I've used. Do you like them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are there products that you love? Because like I said, I'm not very well versed in the skincare world. I just do what works best for me. and I am so open to recommendations. I will ask for the recommendations, but specifically in this video, especially for my dry skin babes, do you have a moisturizer that you love? I also sometimes, when I have it, use an exfoliant, and I ran out of it, so I did not use it in this video. But any, like, you know, skin scrubby things, I love to exfoliate my skin, keep it nice, keep it smooth. But yeah, that's it. I told you, it is simple. Keyword for my routine: moisture, moisture, moisture. Okay? I love you so very much. Have a good week, and I will see you in the next one. Drink your water, keep your skin soft. I love you. Goodbye.